All right. Hello, everyone. We are really happy to be here today with a lot of new members for the month of December. So, this is already the end of the year 2021. We're running this monthly event a little bit earlier due to the upcoming holidays. And we're pretty excited to have so many new members presenting this month. I believe it is a good reflection of like the energy happening within this industry. So you'll get to learn more about what they are doing, which product services they are building, and their vision around, of course, the use of blockchain technology. Before that, I'd like to give you a brief introduction of the Blockchain Game Alliance, if you're not yet familiar. So we are an organization that's committed to promoting the adoption of blockchain technology within the video game industry by showcasing all the benefits for users, creators, developers, communities, players around games, around NFTs, decentralization, DAO, blockchain, and more. We're here to provide like a space for all the builders to be able to network, to generate new business opportunity together, to get more visibility as we're helping to promote the different product or games or services they are building. Also, like establishing research and reporting via working group, via discussion panels, etc. And of course, advocating towards the broader video game industry around what our members are doing. We're also about to release the yearly industry surveys that we've been working on for the past few weeks. So excited for tomorrow. Look out for big news from the BGA. I'd like to give also a big thanks to all our sponsors who are like giving extra support to the Blockchain Game Alliance, which includes IMD, Illuvium, My Neighbor Alice, One Way Block, Star Atlas, GIF Game, Teva Era, Splinterland, Ubisoft, Zaya, Fear Protocol, Gameloft, My DNA Kate, Cat, Starmond, Mirror World, Dogami, Decimated, Win.com, Vulcan Forge, Super Evil Megacorp. Non-Fungible, Digital Asset Group, Gamer Ash, Game Change, IOI, TriumphX, Drops, Cartesi, Tezos, Boson Protocol, NRKX, Algorand, Polygon, Chromia, Nexttype, Yoshi, NFTB, Sushi Swap, Cardia Chain, Contribute, Galaxy Interactive Consensus, Polkadot, Dacoco, Akanoon, Bitcraft, Animoca Brands, Zap Brothers, Simplex, G2A, Unix Gaming, and BR Capital. So that's a great amount of supporters. The list keeps going on and growing month after month. So really happy to get their extra support. And here are all our members. Now I think we're over 300 members to the last count. So definitely great to see the ecosystem ever growing. Remembering we all started at 8 companies launching the BGA back in 2018. And those members include like games and gaming companies, developer solution, blockchain protocol, press, media, investors, marketplaces, and more. We run events almost on a weekly basis that include interviews, workshops, panels, new member presentation, demo days, and more. And without any further ado, let's look today at all the new members who join the BGA this month. We're going to have Juan Suermano from Metabase, Quinn Wegman from TriplePoint, Max Muin from NFTone, Valent Budiono, from Cindrum, which is one of our sponsors. Sorry, I didn't mention it before. Albus Gangbury from CG Arts, Rick Moore from Oxalis, Charlotte Weiss from Flying Fox, Barthélemy Keys from Powder DG, and Brent Richardson from NFT. All right, so who will be taking turn first? I believe Valent Budiono, as
Yes.
she might be based in Asia, so it's pretty late on her time zone.
Yes, thank you very much, Sebastian. I saw that Valent was online, but now probably her internet dropped. So while we wait for her to rejoin today's call, maybe we can start with Juan from Metabase.
Yeah,
This
sure,
is
sure.
live, so we'll adapt. Juan, if you're ready, then we'll give you stage first, and then we'll shift after.
Yes, I'm ready. So let me
Awesome.
begin, guys. So nice to meet you all. Thank you for the warm welcome from BGA. My name is Juan. I'm from Indonesia, and I'm the co-founder of Metabase. So I don't really want to take too much of your time, so I'll just keep it short and simple. So let me tell you a little bit of a backstory of how we started and explain what we're currently building in Metabase. Let me just share my screen real quick. Um, Yeah, so I began in this industry as a guild manager with close to 70 players and decided to build a player community in Indonesia, which has now grown to over thousands of members. And through this community, I met other guild managers who were equally facing difficulties to scale. We found it very challenging as we didn't have the right tools to save us time while improving the performance of our players. And I'm not sure if there are any guild managers here, but I found manually doing payouts with Trezor for Axie Infinity Scholars as a significant waste of time. It took me up to hours every single day. And what's more surprising is that most of our players also didn't know how to convert their tokens into fiat. And that's how we actually came up with the idea of building Metabase. Our ethos is to change people's lives because essentially through GameFi, we are allowing people to earn money more than their full time jobs with just half the time needed. And we know that Metabase will be the base for metaverse tools. With the right infrastructure, players can simply play games while providing data driven insights for guild managers. And unlike any other guild, we provide real world integrations with licensed Indonesian e wallet services such as OVO and GoPay, allowing our users to seamlessly convert their tokens into fiat. And as the industry continuously changes, there's a lot of uncertainty to where GameFi will be headed days, weeks, to months from now. And so Metabase aims to be a constant bridge for players to enter the metaverse and extrapolate value out to the real world through our proprietary fiat off-ramp services. And using the Metabase application, we want to significantly change the life of our players and guild managers by simplifying their day-to-day workflow. We provide players with a platform to simply find managers and give them the ability to boost their earnings through our integrated staking pools or even seamlessly convert their token earnings into fiat or e wallet credits. And we provide managers with the tools like automated performance monitoring, payout distribution, and many more. We have plans to expand globally, but we identified that Indonesia has to be the perfect initial market because we knew that half of the gamers spread across Southeast Asia is in Indonesia, and Indonesia's minimum wage is much lower than Thailand's or Philippines. That is why we have actually built an offline community spread across Indonesia, exploring ways to start using Metabase to explore economic opportunities within the space. And so currently we have two team divisions, having the core team focusing on the operational as well as the app development. And we also have the regional team spread across Indonesia to educate Indonesians on how to earn money by participating in play to earn games. And that's the end of my introduction. We're definitely open to help guilds scale and games get players. So if any of you games or guilds would like to partner with us, feel free to reach me via Telegram or email. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Juan, for your
Well,
presentation. Um,
thank
okay, and I would like to invite everyone from the audience. If you have any questions, just well, as you already might know, just send them on the comments, and we can ask any of the presenters today. Um, so just feel free to do a conversation on the discussion forum. Sebastian, would you wanna say something? Sorry.
Short and sweet presentation, definitely. Curious, like first of all, like how many players already are engaged through Metabase? Are you expanding beyond Indonesia? And are you looking at other games in the ecosystem than Axie Infinity?
Yeah, so our primary focus for now is definitely Axie Infinity. We currently have 150 active players within the guild itself, and we have 2,500 pre-qualified players within the community because we identified that when we try to onboard them through our forums, there were thousands of them trying to onboard to our scholarship program within just 3 days. And maybe beyond
Great.
that, like we try to identify like which games we can actually onboard to our application later on in the future. So we're interested to see which games we can actually partner with.
Good. Well, thanks for that. I believe like main ideas and get in touch here with John if you with Juan. Sorry, with you have a good game that you think like can be interesting for their community, and let's hope it keeps growing in global.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you so much, Juan. So let's move. Let's see if I
Yes,
still don't
Valen.
see Valent
No, she
back.
hasn't joined yet. So maybe we can start with Brent. If you're ready, Brent.
Sure.
All right,
Absolutely.
stage is yours.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Brent Richardson with Onboard Games or NFTdraft, where we have, let me share my screen. I'll keep it short and sweet as well. Oops.
There it is.
There we go. We got it.
Yes, we can see it. It's
Okay.
loading. Yeah, there it is.
So we like to coin ourselves the future of fantasy sports. We took the view in the world that with a lot of fantasy sports options, we're talking in this case, our first instance here is fantasy football or American football. Um, we aim to be the first platform to combine NFT collectible cards, as you can see, with actual game use and bring in game use to the fantasy sports world, unlike some of our competitors. We didn't think that the utilization is, of NFTs, the traditional fantasy sports are just a win-loss formula where there is no implementation, no creativity to do anything within that. You either win or you lose. With the NFTdraft platform, with the utilization of and creation of NFT cards, it allows the user to or the participant to be creative in how they create teams, how they can play the game with various cards, blending and increasing the rarity of their cards. We've designed, it's not just solely for just gameplay. There's obviously the NFT is a valuable asset as well. It is collectible. And the unique feature of this is our first season. The unique feature about our cards in the first season is that it will not lose its playability, in that we're not decreasing the value of the card like on continuing seasons. So with current collectibles, which we're seeing is collectible cards, they have no utility outside of the collection. We see that the value going forward for NFTs is if they actually present or have real world activity or real world utility within the gaming ecosystem. So because of the lack of flexibility within the universe of fantasy sports, we believe that the blending of NFTs and fantasy sports is a winning combination. So how do we create and reward real world activity? We make the cards playable in that our NFT cards have a rating system within our ecosystem, in which it's such as a salary cap. In many sports, utilizes salary cap within their gaming or utilize salary caps. So we can use our NFT cards in that way, so that we can restrict or build a fantasy team with increased rarity of the card. We also believe that the players in our tournaments will deploy excuse me, the real life event, such as in United States, the American football, that's a weekly tournament, so that the weekly tournament drives more viewership from our team, more participation. So our cards do have a secondary market in a trading ecosystem, so that there's incentives to trade, rent, and sell their cards, driving marketability. So our portal, NFT portal, offers a wide variety of features, as we can see. We connected to the Wax blockchain. We've created this all on the Wax blockchain. We can easily, when you log into the ecosystem, can easily buy card packs and build your team right on the live application. From there, it's really easy. We created some tournament sign up. Tournaments, you create your team, a 10-player pack or cards, and then you can exchange the cards within the tournament sign up prior to the game to make your team more competitive. As I said a little bit earlier, there's some blending that can happen to create more rarity, increase your opportunity to win in the tournaments. So there's a blending, allows 10 identical cards, common cards in this case, to blend up to our 4 varietals. There's packs, captain packs, variety packs, come in various shapes and sizes, card drops, and those types of things. We'll stop sharing. Whoops. There we go. Sorry. So long and the short is that NFTdraft, where we are onboard games, is that we have believed that the user experience through the cards and brings real world activity. This is just our first game that is live. We have created and started a new game, which is more of a play to earn game, which is called Pin Master, which is certainly something that we're excited about, as it's the largest participation sport in the world. Over 200 million active bowlers, 2 million professionals, and which allows for about 300 tournaments a year, which will drive a lot more user integration, if you will, or participation. And that, in a nutshell, is where we're at.
All right. Thank you so much, Brent. Any question from let's see if there's any question from our viewers, from members. So far, no specific question.
No questions, but we have Valent now. So maybe we can move on to her now. From Cindrum, she was having some connection issues, but she's ready to go. So, welcome, Valent. How are you? We can hear you. You're mute.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Hi
now
everyone.
ready.
Happy to be here. Yeah. Well, it's 10 p.m. here in Indonesia, so it's quite late here. It's 6 hour difference. So how are you guys? I hope you guys are well. So without further ado, let's start with my presentation for Syndrome. Okay. Hold on. Start share screen. Okay. I hope this is visible for you all. Oh, it's not. Hmm.
Not yet.
No, it's not showing. Oh,
Ah,
okay.
yes.
There
Wait,
it is.
wait. Here. Yep. Let's go.
Oops. Yeah,
We're good.
Okay, that's good.
there it
That's good.
is.
Okay,
Finally.
there it is. Okay. Well, let's start with what is syndrome. So basically, syndrome is has started actually from a very trivial idea. It started back in 2020 when pandemic just hit the world, where actually we are unable to do anything, physical distancing everywhere, and like we totally shut down. We can't do anything, right? So and then we started with what can we do, and what can actually continue our real life and our routinity, our mundane life, so to speak. And then with one thing came another, and we said like let's make a virtual world. What's the latest idea is that with blockchain and Ethereum blockchain, we are trying to combine several things into one. So to put it short, uh, Syndrome is an immersive multi-user metaverse where everyone, users in this case, can engage and collaborate. Basically, you're continuing your mundane life. Our mission is actually to enable users to create, play, and share and trade in decentralized system, which is blockchain, and secure ownership and copyrights of their works. Syndrome metaverse. As you might think why syndrome and why whole things like why the name and everything. So the concept within it is like syn is consolidate in network, meaning like uh, where your virtual world and your reality collides together. And Syndrome is actually an ecosystem where user and creator center together and making whole things work. We have creator, bazaar, and constructor. These three concepts evolve with each other and revolves and make Syndrome in general. So, as I said before, we have three main components of Syndrome. We have creator, bazaar, and constructor. Creator, as you might know, and have you played before in, I'm sure like pretty much everyone here is a gamer, I hope. So as creator, you can create anything. So let's put it that way. If you are familiar with 3D packaging and everything, 3D Max, etc., this is the feature that you are rendering your own items. Where then, where then you can put it on Bazaar, you can upload it, publish, and sell your what things that you've done before. And then we have constructor. Constructor, constructor is like sim or the Sims or the Roblox, something like that. So you can make your own landscape, your own, for example, say houses, hotels, whatever things that you want to do. It's basically making buildings, etc. Though things that, for example, this constructor, you can group things land, so it's you can make it like an estate, like a complex. Okay, and let's move to Cindrum as utility token. Sin, as you already know, this is a token. It's a second tier from the Ethereum. This is a token that you can use with inside the Cindrum ecosystem. So you can buy and you can construct and you can, for example, you can basically trade your asset, creator, the things that you've done, and then liquidate at for Sin, and then you can trade it with everyone. This is basically the medium for any transaction within our Cindrum metaverse. And I think everyone will be very curious. I mean, like, what's the distribution of our Sin? So Cindrum is not infinite. I mean, like, it's quite limited. We have allocated 5 billion Sin for total supply, which you can basically try mining and everything. We have allocated about 80% of it. For marketing and PR, we have allocated 400 million. For maintenance and development, we have allocated 200 million and airdrop as well. We have for reserve about 100 million Sin. For our team is 50 million, and for partners and affiliates about 50 million Sin. So that's about it actually. And then we'll go to our roadmap here. As we are nearing end of the year of 2021, we are closing into 2022. So we are striving and look forward to 2022, where we can release the creator on second quarter, the creator beta release, and also we have another private release for the constructor for beta tester. And then afterwards, maybe on quarter 3, in the 2nd quarter, we are going to officially release the constructor and Cindrum Besar, which means 2023 we are officially launched on all platforms. Well, our milestone will be on the 2023. We are hoping to reach 1 million downloads. Right now, we are already on 300,000. So hopefully, and it's actually a bit unexpected, but this is a very positive. So we hope to reach this milestone anytime soon. And then within the 2023 third quarter until 2024, this will be game development and continuous PR advertising. Well, at the 2024, this is actually like a officially bazaar release for business. So at this point, I think we are good to go. That's about it, I think. Any questions, probably?
Awesome. Thank you very much, Valent. Next year release, is it going to be a worldwide release, or it will be limited to certain countries?
Yes, that's correct. Right now, it's actually already available worldwide, so it's already on Google Download. However, it is still a very simple prototype. So yes, I'm very looking forward for the project, and I hope that you guys also are looking forward for it as I do.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing it, and well, we will look forward to your to the beta release next year, which is in a couple of days actually.
Yes.
So yeah, so thank you very much, Valent, for presenting.
Very welcome.
Thank you. So let's move on to Barthélemy from Powder.
Hi everyone. Hi Luis. Thank
Hello.
you for having us today.
Thank you for being here.
I'll share with you my presentation now. Okay, one sec. Share. Okay, I need permissions. Share permissions. One second.
Sure, no worries. In the meantime, I would like to remind everyone who's seeing this Friday, we'll also be having the demo day, which we moved a little early over the month due to the holidays. So hopefully you can join us also on Friday and get to know other projects, participate in to get prizes or NFTs or airdrops. So just stay tuned and hope to see you on Friday again. That will be the last event of the year, and we hope to see you next time on January. So thank you very much for being here. I hope you're having a good time. And well, today we're packed with projects, which is a very good thing, of course. And I think that Bartholomew, are you ready?
Yes, I'm
Awesome.
ready. So unfortunately, I couldn't manage to get the permissions working. So I'll have to make it even more interesting for everyone by embodying the project.
No worries.
Okay, so with Powder, so hi, I'm Bart. I'm a co-founder at Powder. Together with the team, we're working on growth and operations. We're super excited to present our project to you. So what is Powder? With Powder, we're building the camera of the metaverse. It's an AI-based infrastructure that is deeply rooted in technology. Why is it a camera? Because it helps select key moments out of vast amounts of information. And what is the metaverse? I mean, I'm sure this crowd is quite well versed in terms of this, but it's the transition from a current media technology into a much more powerful, immersive, and equitable one when it comes to gaming ownership. We started as a community on Discord that was talking about game clips 2 years ago. We had 6 months of runway left, and we were trying to create a cool video platform on mobile. We were not sure what was the right move, and so we had to start from the problem, which is that with current paying solutions, it takes up to 2 hours to create 1 minute of game clips. And by focusing on solving this problem, we went from 0 to 2.5 million installs in 18 months with 300,000 monthly active users. We have 4 second-time founders. We value diversity of talent. We have people focused on product, content, tech, growth, and operations. And we're very proud to have 18 nationalities on board with a 30% female representation because we value cultural diversity and gender balance. So how do we go from 2 hours to 2 minutes to create really cool game clips? First, we start with sourcing the content on all gaming platforms. What it means is that whenever you're playing on mobile, PC, console, whenever you're streaming, your highlights are detected and shared and saved into your gaming camera roll. So how does the magic happen? How do we know what's a highlight? Well, we're doing cutting-edge AI in self-supervised learning and in anonymous emotion detection with an active academic collaboration with Université Paris-Créteil. We have 25 engineers, of which 8 are AI engineers, and including 4 PhDs. And so they're creating neural network that can detect the best moment from your gameplay. Once highlights are in the gaming camera roll, they can be edited thanks to the Powder Game Clips editor. In April 2020, we launched as the world's first game clip editor on mobile. We have over 50 effects, some of which are AI-based, and we have an average rating of 4.8 out of 5, on the App Store. With over 100,000 reviews, and we present on iOS and Android. So to summarize our value proposition, we aim at creating a new market standard in terms of social gaming, a model based on creativity, where gamers can elevate each other in a community based on inclusiveness and support. So, at this point of my presentation, you must think, what about blockchain, right? What about blockchain gaming? Well, actually, we've just released a piece on that today. We think it's a case that with the blockchain, with Web3 games, there is a problem of accessibility. As of 2021, there is no app store for Web3 games. And so there is a sense that it's hard to get access to these games, and we're trying to help with that. We think that we believe that Web3 games also have issues when it comes to discoverability, and right now there isn't a platform that can help Web3 games get mass market exposure. So that's really what we're trying to solve with our game clips infrastructure. And finally, we think that Web3 games, there is a problem around education of gamers. Discord recently tried to do something with NFTs, and there was a huge backlash, whereas we all know it because we're here. Web3 gaming is about co-ownership of gaming, and it's really in the interest of the gamers, right? So there is something there that hasn't necessarily... there is something to say around Web3 gaming that isn't really being shared right now, and we think that game clips are a very exciting format in that respect. And so, how do we help with this? First, we help blockchain games succeed in their launch. We connect studios with creators, and we do drops of game clips NFTs that are tied to blockchain games to ensure that they get a lot of exposure. We help blockchain game become viral thanks to our technology that automatically detect highlights, and thanks to our editor and the fact that our users share on mobile. We help blockchain games keep their communities engaged through our platform. We make it so that our game partners can easily reward their most social players with custom NFTs or token. That's our focus, and what's in it for the players. But we think again that they have great discoverability of Web3 games and can be incentivized to share their experiences in this context. We are launching next Monday our first NFT drop that is focused on game clips. It's called Powder Heroes. We are partnering up with the Sandbox, DNA Cat, and Life Beyond in this context. And we're working hard to add as much utility tied to the game clips as we can by enabling people who hold a game clip from a game to benefit from drops from these games. We're also helping them get privileged access to the creators that are being streamed in the game clips NFTs. And we give owners of NFTs a place in our community as well as voting rights in our governance, because we believe that Web3 is about community, and that's what we're trying to emphasize with our positioning. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Barthélemy. Since we didn't get the chance to see your presentation, I will send the link so that people can have a better idea visually of your project, your company.
Yes, and I'll also share the white paper that I mentioned earlier on in the thread. If you guys want to take a look, there is a cool visualization of the Powder Game Clips NFT. If you're keen to see it, thank you.
Sure, and I can see that it's very cross-platform in a way that you can use it on PlayStation, Xbox, so PC, mobile. So yeah, you're kind of welcoming all kinds of players. That's a really good thing. Thank you very much for presenting. Sebastian, do you have any question or comment?
Yes, well, due to the technical issue, let's take a quick scroll at the website to just learn more. And if you're interested, feel free to contact Barthélemy. I think it's great to see. First of all, like there's no shame into like becoming a new actor into the blockchain and gaming space. That's why the Blockchain Game Alliance exists. It's to connect existing companies that do not use it yet with other which are, well, essentially looking to learn and see how it can be used. We all get started at some point, and I think it's great that you come with, well, an existing technology that will help members to get more eyes, more discovery, more downloads for games from other companies inside the BGA and beyond. And it's really an interesting take, I think, towards like an extra layer on top of what games are, in a way, like all the viewership and all the collectible moments that are being generating from games. I definitely feel it's going to be a whole new direction that's worth exploring. So definitely quick look at this website. Sorry you couldn't put your slide, but everything looks great here, and we can't wait to start showcasing some of the first game on the platform. As you mentioned, there will be a drop, and well, Sandbox will be one of the first here supporting this new format.
Thank you, Sebastian, for kindly sharing your screen and showcasing our website. We're incredibly excited to devote our game clip infrastructure to the benefits of blockchain games, and we really want to foster the growth of the ecosystem.
All right, let me bring back the agenda, and thank you again, Barthélemy, and we'll now move to the next company presenting. We're moving right on time, so perfect. We're even a little bit in advance. So thank you everyone for being fast and exciting into presenting. Quinn, Quinn, you're here. Stage is yours.
All right, thank you very much. I just shared my screen. Yep, I think you all could see that. First of all, thank you very much to the organizers for bringing us all together, Louis, Sebastian, and of course the rest of the organization. Appreciate the warm welcome. Let's see, let me this up. My name is Quinn Wageman. I'm a partner at TriplePoint. We are a new member of the BGA. I've been with the agency for more than 13 years. So I've been practicing PR for that amount of time. And prior to that, I had taken some positions in corporate sales marketing. My love for games brought me to the company and to the industry. I've been with us ever since. I consider myself an amateur in all things blockchain, but I'm invested personally and certainly more knowledgeable than most of my family and friends outside of industry circles, which I imagine is to be the case of most of you guys as well. I look forward to learning from you all and contributing my areas of expertise. So a little bit about TriplePoint. We are the leading strategic public relations agency that is specialized in video games. Been around since 2002, so nearly 2 decades. We're focused on building and executing communication strategies, specifically in North America. This is a selection of some of our current and recent client examples. As you can tell, you probably recognize a lot of these brands and names. We span all aspects of the games industry in terms of business models and platforms. But noticeably absent is, of course, in the blockchain space, which is something that we're looking to really support and get more involved in the future, in the near term, really. We, as an agency, we're not merely service vendors to the industry, to the games industry. We consider ourselves active participants and investors. Now, what does that mean? Well, a couple of important things. One is an example in Woovit. You can find this at woovit.com. This is an influencer marketing software startup that we're incubating. And the whole purpose of this is to help improve the workflow and scale influencer programs, which comes in all shapes and sizes, of course. And with the power of software, we help to streamline and produce results for clients that range from everyone from the indie developer all the way up to the AAA publisher. Another way that we prove ourselves in terms of our investments is we also worked with the S&P to create the TriplePoint Video Game Index. This was done to specifically track the performance of public companies in the video game industry. Why do this? Well, for multiple reasons. There are several indexes out there that we feel deviate outside of the core business of games. For example, chip manufacturers. That doesn't necessarily represent the health of our industry. And so that is really the sole purpose, is to answer the question, how is the video game industry doing? This currently consists of 43 of the most representative global stocks in the video game industry. Generally requires a market float of $250 million. And the index is owned and composed by TriplePoint, but it is calculated by the S&P Dow Jones indices. You can find this you go to Google Finance, type in gamer is the ticker symbol, and that should pop up. I highly recommend you guys follow it. Now, as far as our interest in the blockchain and DeFi and all things blockchain, aside from my own personal interests, I mean, we were mining Bitcoin back in 2013 out of our office using spare GPU cycles. And, we've been looking for a good crypto game to represent since. Obviously, it's still very much in its infancy, but we do believe that there is going to be a major moment when that breakout hit happens. And really when, the fun is really realized in the value that blockchain gaming has to offer. So we can't wait for that moment. We have feelings and assumptions all about that, and thus our participation. And no other agency in our space really is doing this. We're a full service agency, but we are focused on the earned media pillar of the marketing mix. So this is at the root of what PR is. When I came in, even with a marketing and journalism background, PR was still somewhat of an abstract practice. And so if you're not familiar, it's the practice of managing the flow of communication and information to the public about your entity. In other words, we, as the agency, we execute on our right to communicate how and when we want to reporters, those who influence our target audiences. It's not advertising, it's not performance marketing, it's not even really social media management, which is more closely tied to community. We also don't do PR overseas. As I mentioned earlier, we are focused on North America, so English-speaking languages, and we source partners overseas whenever needed, because it is important to have localities in representation. And if you are familiar with PR, PR is practiced very differently depending on the countries in which you're operating. Also, we source partners for things such as creative activations and events, which, if it gets outside of our core expertise. One big misconception of PR is that it's simply driven by press releases. Far from that, it's much more strategically involved to earn media coverage. At the root of this is research. So this is a screenshot from a piece of software that we use to conduct that research. What we look for, what reporters are covering this space and how. So through this research, we determine the best targets to tell our story, our client's story, and how to properly message those communications. Bartholomew mentioned prior to me about sort of what we see in the divisiveness and really toxicity that we see in the existing sort of core gaming marketplace when it comes to blockchain games. That's something we pay very close attention to and we monitor. And that's something that we hope to bring to this group. This is an actual screenshot taken from a third-party wire service that's out there. Anyone can buy a press release distribution, but frankly, you'd be throwing your money away. A press release is simply a factual reference for reporters so they can write their story. We carry these press releases to our targets with a customized pitch that grabs their attention, starting with the subject line. They don't read press releases sent through the major third-party wire services. All of these automated reposts that are supposed coverage are not. These are just reposts. I mean, when was the last time you sat down and read through a day's worth of press releases? That just doesn't happen. So a good PR representative gets you actual editorial coverage that's strategic, targets your audiences, and is actually read by real human beings. A big aspect of our work, obviously in games, is influencer relations, specifically Twitch and YouTube. We conduct this, we believe that this should be practiced in a similar way as traditional press media relations, which is considering what the strategy is in engaging them, who the right targets are, the timing, and the value that we're offering them. The value proposition is different with Twitch streamers, YouTubers, and very different from press in what they consider valuable and how they speak to their audiences. So we have to understand that, and as PR representatives, we have to be your experts in that. So, the business of editorial and influencer monetization is very different. And so we have to take all that into consideration. But we also do execute sponsored content campaigns. We have some great experience in this. And we have some great case studies on how we've aligned our client objectives to a set of sponsored content creators. So that wraps it up, touches a little bit about us, but also PR in case that's unfamiliar to you. But with that, thank you for your time, and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Queen. Well, I kind of have it's not a question, it's a kind of a, well, yeah, it's a question actually. Have you seen like opportunities for influencers and blockchain games? Like how is it different for these influencers or content creators in either Twitch or YouTube or whatever platform they use when it comes to trying to work around blockchain games? Is this interaction different? Is this pretty much the same? How have you noticed it to be?
Yeah, well, that's an interesting question. When it comes to influencers, their number one objective and goal, really, aside from building a business that can sustain their profession and hobby and passions, is to speak to their audience, right? Is to entertain their audience at the end of the day. Certainly, blockchain can be a component of that. There are startups that are coming up in this space that, for example, are tapping into Twitch extensions, not only for engaging communities and managing communities, but also rewarding both the content creator and their community. We've also seen live stream platforms. DLive is a notable one that was decentralized and built on the blockchain and had their own tokens. I think this is a space that's going to evolve. I think relative to the content creators themselves, I'm not sure much will change there. Certainly, I think potentially, crypto rewards, NFT drops, things of that nature to create and sort of make more of an interactive experience happen with their audiences are something that's going to empower them, and I think will be taken up over time. The platforms themselves, I see some great potential to evolve, and that's going to create new opportunities both for content creators, for audiences, for entertainment's sake, and also the companies that want to use these platforms to market and have their games engaged around.
Yeah, I agree, and well, it's very exciting opportunities coming ahead, and yeah, for sure, it's kind of trying to make a mix and match of things that will actually work and working around them. And well, there's a kind of an appreciation post from Fotzero to you for this quick crash course on PR. So thank you very much, and it's very interesting to learn new things that probably are out of most people's area of interest or knowledge. So thank you very much, Queen. So now let's move on to Charlotte from Flying Fox Game.
Cool. Hello. I'm just going to share my screen.
Sure. There you go.
Cool. Does that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So hi, everyone. It's great to meet you all, and thanks to BGA for having us here today. I'm Charlotte. I'm CEO and co-founder of Flying Fox. And today I'm going to be talking about our blockchain game. Cool. So we'll start with a little bit about who we are, what we're doing, and what we stand for at Flying Fox. So we're a blockchain gaming startup, predominantly based in London, but we have a few people in Southeast Asia as well, as we know how important the segment is becoming in the blockchain space, and especially in play-to-earn gaming. We kicked off in August, and as of this week, we're 11 people strong with developers, designers, and marketers. We're building play-to-earn and learn games. We have 2 games currently in development, a simple and fun free-to-play mobile game, and our play-to-earn Endangered World metaverse game. And our mission at Flying Fox is clear. We aim to revolutionize education and conservation using blockchain gaming technology. So I think it's widely agreed, probably especially among everyone here today, that the future will involve both Web3 and sustainability. And it might come as a surprise to some of us, a recent survey found that many people still don't grasp the very basic concepts of Bitcoin, stablecoins, and NFTs. And similarly on sustainability, I think we all know now that pollution is bad and you shouldn't use single-use plastic. But did you know that research shows we will go extinct ourselves if wildlife extinctions don't slow down? And the leading cause of animal extinctions is still habitat loss. COVID has forced us to move further into the digital world, and blockchain and gaming have skyrocketed. And information about everything is available to everyone now. But highlighting everything is the same really as highlighting nothing at all. And there's a vast gap between what people such as ourselves, like blockchain enthusiasts, know and what the rest of the world really does. So we want to bridge the gap between normal consumers and blockchain education. As I mentioned before, we're developing 2 games. Our first game is a free-to-play educational mobile game. It's a straightforward, fun environment where users can learn about endangered species and blockchain technology along the way. Our free-to-play game is already on the Google Play and Apple App Stores for closed testing among the community, and we aim for an open testing release at the end of the year. Our sort of first initial game works both as a standalone, free-to-play game for casual gamers, as well as a way to bring customers into the metaverse that we're developing. So users will be able to collect coins in the free-to-play game that they can then exchange for an NFT avatar to enter our Endangered World metaverse. And the metaverse game is a play-to-earn game where users control their own endangered bat NFT avatar and can earn tokens through success in challenges or learning in the school we have within the metaverse. And we want to do all of this while focusing on what we think is the most important. So our ethos at Flying Fox is clear. We care about the environment and we want to use our platform to drive awareness of conservation issues and change within our society. This is at the very core of what we do, and it's how we chose our name and our principal logo, with flying foxes and the larger bat population playing such an important and yet very underrated role in environments all around the world. Our NFT avatars are based on real endangered bat species. And as you can see on this slide, this is a spectacled flying fox from Australia. Users will be able to learn about the bat species of their own NFT avatars, as well as others. And part of our overall profit will go to protecting such species. Our backstory also centers around endangered species. So the game is set in the future, in a time where humans are wiped out by a virus as a punishment for their selfish ways, and their souls come back as endangered animals. It's now, like within the game, that the human souls must struggle to survive in a world that is owned by the predators that were once their victims. And you're going to be in charge. So we believe in a decentralized organization where the people who participate and drive the message of our game are the ones that should really be making the decisions. With this in mind, we've designed our Flying Fox governance tokens. So we launched an NFT token program earlier this month for the community, where our early supporters, through purchasing and holding a Flying Fox NFT avatar, will be rewarded with in-game items and planned governance tokens in the future. Governance tokens can also be earned through participation in the on-chain metaverse game, through success in different games within that, and through learning in our school. As well as acting as a medium of exchange within the game, the governance token will fuel our decentralized organization known as the Flying Fox Council. The council, which will be formed of token holders, will be able to vote in the game's development as well as in other important decisions. Cool. And as mentioned before, our metaverse game is a play-to-earn RPG where each player is an endangered bat, essentially. The world itself contains a variety of different features and utilities. We plan to launch our own school within the metaverse game to educate players on blockchain technology and conservation. We'll let players graduate from our digital school, which we've called Foxford School of Crypto and Conservation. We'll even allow others to teach one another and have a communal teaching environment. There's also a treasury, which holds tokens that fuel the in-game economy through collecting coins from in-game fees and then distributing coins as part of the play-to-earn functionality. Players can also have fun through battling in our arena and increasing their avatar's battle rank. In-game items can be won here and then traded in the in-game market. In the internal game market, players will be able to buy and sell items such as NFT avatars, accessories, and other in-game items. This is just to present a few. We have other in-game features also planned, such as players' homes, where they'll display their NFTs and awards, and their lands that they can build on and rent out. And here's how we're going to get there. So this is just an overview of what our roadmap looks like. To start with where we are now, our NFT token program begun this month. Our free-to-play mobile game, we have an alpha release planned for the end of the month after we've had closed testing since October. And we have an early prototype and demo of our metaverse game. With the token, we plan to launch properly in H1 next year, and the Flying Fox Council will start voting on key business decisions in H2. Our free-to-play game will undergo a beta release at the start of next year, given feedback that we're collecting at the moment. And finally, our Endangered World play-to-earn metaverse will launch a pre-alpha version for closed testing in H1 next year before integrating the NFTs in H2 and for a final release in 2023. Cool, and then just to summarize what we've gone through, because I know I've gone pretty speedy. So we're a blockchain gaming startup. We're based in London. We're building 2 interconnected games, the free-to-play off-chain game, where non-blockchain users can learn about blockchain, collect coins, and then exchange them for an NFT avatar. This NFT avatar can then be used to enter our second game, which is our play-to-earn and learn Endangered World metaverse. And our goal is to revolutionize education and conservation using blockchain gaming technology. Cool. Thank you. That's everything. If you want to reach out to us, then our details are all on the screen.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Charlotte. So is this first free-to-play game available on iOS and Android, on both of them, or just in one of them?
Yes, it's available on both. Yeah.
On both. Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to see how this council will work. The metaverse is pretty exciting, and thank you very much for presenting. Looking forward to see how this will also impact the environment. Very, very curious about it. So thank you very much for sharing it with us.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. So now let's move on to Max.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank you, BJ community. I really appreciate what you are doing. So thank you very much. So let's start. So you see my screen, yeah?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, great. So my name is Max. I'm a co-founder of NFTone. NFTone is an NFT, is a multi-blockchain NFT marketplace for games, fan art, concept art, game art, and any game-related content. So on NFTone, everyone, games dev studios, artists, gamers can mint, buy, and sell their in-game items, arts, 3D models, videos, and even screenshots from the games. As for the history behind the project was born in B2B outsource IT company that is existed for like 7 years. They built different blockchain apps, dApps, and so on with like big customers around the world. So it was born here, and so yeah. So if you need and if you're interested in some B2B development, so I will put the link in the comments. So as for NFTone, we have really low fees. So we have only 2% from the closed deal. We have lower Ethereum commissions and optimized smart contracts. So we don't put a lot of information in the NFT itself. So the commissions on minting, sell, buy will be quite low. Also, we have lazy minting feature. So publishers can create NFTs for free, and the buyer will pay the minting fees with the first buy. As for the community, we will have an ambassador program. So the ambassadors can invite artists, games, and so on, and we will share our profit with them. Also, we have features like split revenue from NFT sales between different parties, so we can put different creators. If you made NFT, for example, with your friend, and it will be split, and the profit will be split between the two in the percentage you want. And also delegation of NFTs to third parties. So, for example, if you're an artist, you can delegate with a smart contract to an agent, and the agent will do some promotion and so on, and also split the revenue with them. As our marketplace is only for game content and metaverse content, so it really can expose the art and higher the chances for artists and for game studios to be sold, as today's marketplaces are all-rounded, I would say, and it's really hard to find what you really want to buy and what you really want to see. So yeah, and also we have really great search filters system to really find what you want. Also, we have a token import interface, so you can easily import NFTs from other marketplaces to our, and to sell it on our marketplace. And yeah, so right now we are developing on Ethereum, and the first release will be on it. And then each quarter we plan to add new chain. So the next one, we plan to add Binance, then Solana and Flow, and many others on the demand of the community. So I think that I can show you the demo of our marketplace. So this is a demo. This is how the homepage looks like. So this top NFTs slider is for like top artists where we have connected. So what I can say is that we have more than 50 professional artists that we have already agreed that they the NFTs, as well as 6 crypto games that we partnered. So this is the trending collection section, featured NFTs. So yeah, everything is working right now, but it's a demo, and we plan to create open release in next year, because right now there are a lot of like New Year Eve, Christmas, and so on. So we consider to release it next year in the beginning. Yes, so everything's working, so we can edit price and so on. So Also, we have a landing page, and we have small giveaway for artists and or for collectors for Ethereum. So you can just fill the link form, and you will be participating here. As for partnerships, so for now we have partnered with Imps Kingdom, Pain Crusade, Boar Riders, Blockchain Cuties, and Monster Bars, and some other games that we have been announced. And yeah, there is our roadmap. So it will be you can create like ERC 721 and ERC 1155 tokens on our platform. I have some internet maybe connection. Yeah, so some interface to see. So you can choose between existing collections or create new one. Everything for free for the publisher. You can also choose the creative field for easily search in explore page, properties, levels for games, yeah, fixed price, royalties, and unlock one purchase. So you can put here, for example, it's a link to an original file if you want to sell, if artists want to sell the art with rights. So you can simply put a Dropbox link here with the original file and sell the model, the 3D model, and everything you want. So yeah, we are really open for as many partnerships as we can. And I will write our email, our contacts in a private chat. So please drop some emails to us. It will be really great to see them.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Max. So yeah, it's a very good way to showcase your NFTs, your digital assets, what you own, what you have earned. So thank you very much for sharing it. Very much looking forward to the next steps as you were presenting. So if you send us the email address, we can share it as well if you wish in the comments. So yeah, thank you very much. Now let's move on to our next presenter, Cam.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, everyone's given like wonderful presentation so far. This is a little bit overwhelming. Right. Let's share my screen. Right. Windows screen. Entire screen allowed. Right. Can everyone see it now?
Yeah, it's loading. Okay, there it is. Cool.
Okay. All right. Let us begin. Hi, my name is Kang. I'm a creative partnership manager at CG Art and part of the younger generation over here too. And we're a company based in Vietnam, joint stock company. Our CEO founded our company in August 2015. We started out with app development, but then we had the opportunity to work with Ubisoft, Bandai Namco, and then we just started moving into like 3D CG characters and game assets. And thanks to that, we also met with Decentraland, which introduced us to, blockchains and everything. Ever since then, we went through projects like NFT Champions, Chibi Legends is the current one we're helping. And the Crypto Beastie, I think nobody remembers that anymore. So that's our introduction to the metaverse and blockchain. A few things about us. We work in 2D illustrations from characters to backgrounds, concept art, 3D models for like either chibi style in-game to realistic renders. And the top one you can see over there is for a VR render. So let's talk a little bit about MetaStrike. MetaStrike first began as a joke and a dare between well, the two young, like the generation between like CGR, the old one and the young one. We were both connected with Counter-Strike and Call of Duty. So during the pandemic, we tried to dare ourselves into making something within like the constraint of like COVID-19, where everyone works at home. So we came up with this, with a little bit of a twist, where it's a free-to-play, play to earn, but you can also build to earn, a blockchain game. We have all of the features with like the classic like game modes for like the shooters, deathmatch, team play, and then just PvE against zombies if you want to like kick back and relax. And this one will be strictly for right now for PC, and we're aiming for a VR build as well. So and let's speak a little bit about the build to earn one. The build to earn one, like we wanted to encourage our player to engage more with the game. So that's why we have the NFT map builder function, where you can earn NFTs, earn the currency in game. You purchase that, you can make your own map, and other players can play against it, or you can trade it if you want to. So, as I mentioned before, you can trade maps you created, the weapons, the in-game items, and a little bit more, of course. The rarity will be like in most of the games you have found before: common, uncommon, rare, legendary. And there's also something else we want to keep our players engaged into our game, which is the creative spaces that we have came up with, like what our team came up with. The crafting room, where you can collect your NFTs throughout, like by playing the games, just like it's not really grindy. You just play it and you get it. Where you can craft your lands, your guns, items, maybe even skins for the future. And then there's one more thing we wanted to, as I mentioned before with skins, the design room. That's where you will put your design up there, and then it will be voted by the community to be like put inside the game. So let's talk a little bit about the tokens in game. We have two tokens. Well, we call it like the dual token system, the MTTs and the MTS. MTS is a BEP20 governance token of MetaStrike. So as you can see here, you can claim rewards. If you stake your tokens, you play the games, and you participate. Eventually, it will be, we have plans for tournaments as well. So please look forward to that if we have any of our players watching. And the other one is where you can just play passively and you earn it. It's the MTT, where you can use it, you hold it, and then you can swap for other things. So here's our current tokenomics right now. With our pre-sale with 565 million so far of the total supplies. And I'll leave it here for a few seconds if anyone wants to read it. All right. So with our current roadmap so far, we're at the fourth quarter of 2021, the IDO and a pre-alpha release. So far, everything is going well, and we're looking forward to the VR build as well. Hopefully, the Metaverse land sale will be as we expected for this, like the second quarter of 2022. And we're really looking forward for the release in the last quarter of 2022, where you can play with the Metaverse like 1.0 version. And thank you for listening. Our goal is to become a bridge between, the traditional game and the blockchain game. So let's contribute to the game industry. All right.
Awesome.
That's about it.
Thank you very much for sharing. Looks very cool, very exciting. And I don't see any other questions. So if any of you guys also presenting today has any questions to each one of you, I would like to invite you as well to do so. Otherwise, if there are no questions at all, let's move on to our last presenter of today, which is Rick Moore. Hello, Rick.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, let me do the screen sharing.
Sure.
Share screen. Okay. Is it working? Oh, there we go.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
So here's does that come up? Is that looking right?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so my name's Rick. I'm based in London, and I have a new crypto game studio called Oxalis Games. And this is the first game we're making called Moonfrost. So a bit about the studio. I founded it with Gina. We've worked together for several years. A bit of background on myself. I've been running game studios for 10 years or so. I was co-founder and CTO of Boston Studios, which is still going. It's still quite big, about 100 people. We got acquired by Endemol Shine. I left after a few years. Oh yeah, I won a BAFTA for Monster Mind. That was back in 2012, which was a Facebook kind of strategy game, kind of precursor to Clash of Clans. So after that, I formed a new studio called The Secret Police, and we were making mobile games. And that's where we hired Gina. She was art director on our first game, Dragon's Watch, which was like a pretty hardcore Japanese-style role-playing game. It wasn't a big hit. The acquisition cost killed it off in the end. But the next game we got to work on was Stardew Valley, and we did the mobile version of that. And it's become it's been a huge hit across all platforms. It's made like 150 million or so, and yeah, it was a big hit on iOS and Android as well. And so after that, we were always planning to wind that company down. And so I started a new business with Gina. And yeah, so we decided we wanted to capitalize on our affiliation with Stardew Valley. And so our elevator pitch is we're building the Stardew metaverse. Although I should point out, we're not Concerned Ape who made the original. It's that they are not connected to this. This is more like our own kind of bigger, better spiritual successor. The game hasn't been made yet. We're still in the early stages. We're doing a seed round. We have a lot of interest from investors. We've got like millions of offers on the table. So the teams, we've been recruiting like crazy. And so we're going to full production starting in January. So here's just this is all just kind of concept art at the moment. But yeah, I mean, the core of the gameplay, it's a genre piece basically. So games like Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, Animal Crossing, it's kind of in the same ilk as all of these. And so it's all about you've got your own home and sort of homestead, and you can kind of grow things, animals and plants and trees. And all these will be kind of items which you can also own as NFTs and trade on the marketplace. Yeah, so here's the reference games. Quite unusually in this kind of space, this is a kind of game which appeals more to women than men. So crypto games currently seem to be a lot more male orientated. So we're hoping that we've got a kind of first mover advantage by heading into to this kind of genre in crypto first. This is actually from Stardew Valley. I'll skip that one. So yeah, so we're kind of aiming at more traditional gamers. So crypto games to date have been kind of geared more towards speculative traders. I think many of them are more like DeFi apps, which have some gameplay. Whereas ours is going to be kind of more geared towards casual gamers and kind of indie gamers with an extra layer of kind of play to earn, NFTs, and all of that. And kind of our thinking about how we want to do it is this is more like a kind of premium game that's free, and you can earn things. And then there's an entire speculative side of owning businesses within the town. So what we're really building is a kind of 2D metaverse. So there's going to be a whole kind of questing side to it as well. There's a whole big town with characters. You can get married. It's going to have lots of sort of co-op play, so you can play with your friends, go on quests. So it's going to be a big game. It's very ambitious. I look at it as like a kind of a 2D metaverse, because there's lots of 3D ones out there in the kind of Ready Player One style, or stuff like the Sandbox or Decentraland. This is going to be a much more structured gameplay with the kind of depth of something like Skyrim. Because, Stardew's been a hugely popular game, and people spend hundreds and hundreds of hours playing it. So there's definitely a market for 2D metaverses. Like, people love to just immerse themselves in these kind of fantasy worlds. So I'll just skip through all these. This is our regular pitch deck to investors, so I don't want to dive into it too much. Yes, romance. This is a Twilight-inspired love story. So one of the things we're going to enable is we've done a partnership with a farm in Los Angeles called Sweet Farm, and the idea is you'll be able to adopt digital representations of real animals, and so this will be like a very powerful driver of engagement, because the animals you have will be connected to the real world, and we want to kind of continue this through in terms of like planting trees or just plants or making soil better, this kind of thing. So right now we're gearing up into production. This is the rough roadmap of what we plan to do. It might get bigger than this in terms of how big the team is, because it's turned out to be surprisingly easy to raise money at this stage in time. I'll just skip through all this. So there we go. And then so here's the animals. It's like premium pigs or sheep that you might want to get. We're going to have 2 tokens in it. So there's the governance token, which it's called Animal here. It's actually going to be called Frost. And so we're doing a token round. We're doing 2 private sales and then a couple of public ones. Hoping to do a partnership with a big exchange so we can do an IEO. Well, I think that's it. I think I'm happy to.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Rick. Sure. Well, thank you for presenting. It definitely looks adorable. So very much looking forward to it. I noticed that you will be launching it first on mobile, then moving on to PC. Will it allow like crossplay? Like, if I start on my mobile first and then I want to continue on my PC, will it be possible? Is that a possibility, or is it somewhere on the roadmap?
Yeah, definitely, because it's crypto, we need to be in control of the server, because people are earning and there's they can cash out. So it will work properly cross-platform. Because Stardew, we didn't have multiplayer on mobile because it was all done through peer-to-peer, and there was this kind of worry of people cutting out constantly. So this will be designed to remove all the problems that we encountered doing Stardew.
Okay, awesome. Well, it looks great. So thank you very much for showing us your progress today. And well, I think that would be it. So thank you very much all for presenting. Valent, Brent, Queen, Kang, Bartolome, Rick, Charlotte, Max, and Juan, of course. Thank you very much for joining the BGA. Hope you will have a good time during this year. And if you have any questions or any comments, just feel free to go to the discussion boards or our Discord channel as well. And hope you can feel welcome to the organization too. I hope you had a lot of fun today presenting your games and your projects. We had a lot of fun, of course, getting to know all these interesting projects coming along. And thank you very much, of course, for your time, and to the audience as well for watching today too. As I was telling you earlier today, hope you can make it to this Friday's demo day. This will be the last event of the year, so it will be a very special event in that case. And well, it's, as you probably already know, it's an opportunity for you to also get to know some projects and games in the blockchain gaming sector, and to earn giveaways, prizes, NFTs, airdrops, or whatever else the participants will be giving out. So thank you very much again for being here, and hope to see you in a few days. Thank you.
Thank
you very
you.
much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.